for their own destruction that is a wild, terrifying dream, the delirium of a madman, a dream from which it is enough to awake once, never to return to it. God came down from heaven, the Son of God, the second person of the Holy Trinity, and became man to redeem us from the punishment entailed by the sin of Adam. We think that this God must speak in some mysterious, mystical way, difficult to be understood. Indeed, that his word can only be understood through faith and God's grace. And yet, God's words are so simple and so clear. He says, "Do no evil to each other, and there will be no evil." Is it possible that the revelation of God is so simple? Can this be all? All this is so familiar to us. The prophet Elijah, having fled from the haunts of men and concealed himself in a rock, had it revealed to him that he should see God at the entrance of the cavern. A tempest arose, the trees were rent asunder. Elijah thought God was there, and looked, but God was not there. The earth quaked, fire issued out of it, the rock was split in two, and the mountains fell. Elijah looked, but God was not there. Then all grew still and calm, and a light breeze wafted the fragrance of the freshened fields towards him. Elijah looked, and God was there. It is thus with the simple words of God. Do not resist evil. They are very simple, but they contain in themselves the sole and eternal law of God and man. This law is eternal, and if in history we find any progress made towards the annihilation of evil, it is due to those who truly understood the doctrine of Christ, who suffered evil without resisting by violence. The progression of mankind toward good is brought about by martyrdom, not by tyranny. Fire cannot extinguish fire, no more than evil can extirpate evil. Good, meeting with evil and remaining untainted by it, can alone conquer evil. There is a law in the heart of each man that is as immutable as the law of Galileo, still more immutable. Men may turn aside from it or conceal it from others. Nevertheless, it is the only path that leads to true happiness. Each step that has brought us nearer to this great end was taken in the name of the doctrine of Christ. Do not resist evil. It is with greater confidence even than Galileo that the follower of Christ can say, in defiance of all the temptations around him and the threats held out to him, it is not by violence but by doing good that you will eradicate evil. And if the progress is made slowly, it is only because the clarity, simplicity, and rationality of the teaching of Christ and its inevitable absolute necessity are concealed from the eyes of men in the most crafty and dangerous manner, concealed under a spurious teaching falsely called his. End of chapter 4.